Persephone Bound is about a girl in her first year of college who goes to orientation week, gets invited to a party off campus, and is sexually assaulted.
So Persephone Bound is a project that we started a couple of years ago, and it is a play that is loosely based on the Greek myth of Persephone, but that combines circus and theater and speaks to sexual consent and the justice system and its ability or inability to deal with sexual assaults.
I was compelled to use the myth because in a lot of the literature we don't actually hear Persephone's side of the story.
His hand touches my thigh. He whispers in my ear, You're so beautiful. Shivers down my spine. When I open my mouth, he wants me to follow him. If I told you that I loved you, would you understand what I meant?
And I wanted to talk about her side of the story because I felt like it dealt with, mainly it was dealing with this idea of choice. Did she really choose to go into the underworld? Did she choose to eat the pomegranate? And so I felt like it blended really well, this idea of choice with the theme of consent. The other thing that's different about Persephone Bound is that not only is this a play, but it's also using elements of circus. So I'm originally an actor, professionally trained actor, and 4 years ago I moved to Montreal to train professionally in circus. And coming from a background of theater and dance, I've always been compelled to blend these disciplines together. And in my research of circus, I fell in love with this apparatus called straps, aerial straps. And when I started researching the story of Persephone and the stories of sexual assault, it became very apparent to me how the apparatus of the straps can really lend themselves to the story, in the sense that we get to see the dichotomy between strength and vulnerability in the apparatus. And so when Persephone is feeling constricted or bound, she is literally constricted and bound.
I remembered him coming into the room. I remembered him kissing me, which was okay, but then he got aggressive. He pushed me onto the bed, and when I tried to leave, he pulled me back down. He ran his hands up my body. I pushed him away. Stop! He bit my neck. I pushed him away. Stop!
It's been a goal of ours to try and bring virtuosic movement into theater and also to create story and character in circus. So we've really worked to combine the two so that the movement is always supporting the story and is not out of place at any point, but is actually very much connected to character and storyline, but also ups the theatrical value because you get to include circus apparatuses and straps, and the straps have been the inspiration for a lot of what we've been doing, and even the title, Persephone Bound. We also have a percussive element that we've added, and the entire show is scored with percussion. It's a wonderful process because you're taking a musical instrument and you're not, it becomes similar to the straps and to the circus apparatus in that you're using a virtuosity. But again, we're trying to use it in such a way that it is supporting the story as opposed to just being there for show or just underscoring. It's actually become another character and something that is very much connected to Persephone's journey throughout the piece. And so it's also a very different challenge as a percussionist and as a drummer to come up with a storyline simply through rhythm.
Thank you for joining us. As always, we open today's show by introducing our jury. You, if the audience. Give yourselves a warm round of applause. Welcome to our courtroom. The people are real, cases are real, and the rulings are final. This is her word against his. Case number 5, 6, 7, 8, Persephone versus Hayden. Court is now in session.
In the Greek myth, Persephone, she also gets brought down into the underworld. So we have this idea of different worlds. And so the straps also allow us to literally be carried to different levels, different heights, different worlds.
I really doubt if you have the answer. There's some of that as well.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, especially with the drunk. 19, 120 pounds. It was a long time ago. I don't remember. Some bread, maybe a handful of grapes. I wasn't that hungry. I had a glass of water. My dad dropped me off around 10 in front of the house. Jean shorts and a long sleeve top. I wanted to impress my new friends. I got a drink. Scouted at the party, I got myself a drink. I don't know, a couple. I was drunk.
Seriously, you need to know how many times I peed? I don't remember. Well, I feel like it doesn't matter if yes, I was drunk, but that doesn't mean that I don't know. I don't remember.
The differences between the myth and the play, Persephone Bound, is that we've taken it and placed it in a modern context, where in the myth, Persephone has a pomegranate. In the play, it's a red plastic cup. In the myth, she is a demigod. In the play, she's a college student. So we're placing it into this modern context so that people can relate to it, so that it's more real, because these are real stories. I think that theater offers a really great entry point to talk about difficult subject matter. And so because people are engaged in the story in a creative way, they're able to connect with someone and sometimes even see themselves in the character. And it's not about just delivering a mandate or delivering information. It's about actually being placed in a scenario and experiencing information.
Coming forward and telling this story is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But this experience has festered inside of me for too long to remain silent. I'm a girl who is strong, who is intelligent, and who deserves to be treated with respect. And now I'm standing on my own 2 feet, setting myself free. Are you ready to see the colors emerge from the brown earth? A tiny blade of grass or an early berry? I am. I'm ready to let the sun melt the frost on my heart. I'm ready to set myself free.